What's good, man?
Not much. What's going on with you, Josh?
You know, I'm chilling. How's the drive down here?
Long driving. I drive for a living, so
Yeah.
it's not fun.
I feel you. But I'm glad you were able to make it down. Welcome to my office. I really like our office. We're at Theory Real Estate in South Tacoma Way. We're in our filming room. About to shoot a video. So the idea of this video today is I just want to introduce you to Lou, my friend. Lou and I have been friends for about 5 years. Crazy story, but I met Lou when I was going to school at Seattle University. He gave me a ride when he was a Lyft driver to my house, and we stayed connected ever since. Lou's been doing some really cool stuff right now, so I'm happy that he's here. I'm proud of him. It's like an understatement to see what he's doing now. But without further ado, I'll let him do all the introduction. So, Lou, who are you?
Well, as he said before, I am Lou, but I am going by Simba these days. And the reason why I'm going by Simba is some of you may subscribe to me or watch my videos, but the theme of my channel is the Lion's Den. That's what it's called,
right.
The Lion's Den. And I chose the name Simba because everybody associates Simba with
right.
what? Lion's King, Lion's Den. But except mine has an H at the end. So I tried to be somewhat original and not just take, Simba's name and, Mufasa's son and all that. So, but Simba, it's cool. I love lion. I have the pride of the lion. I think that my man Josh can tell you that. I'm a go-getter. I get up and roar every day. So, Simba, I have my own channel like we said, and
we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. But, so you want me to start calling you Simba too, bro?
You can call me whatever you want. You can call me Lou, Simba, first name basis. You're one of my friends, so you can call me whatever you want.
Hey, man. If you want me to call you Simba, bro, I'll start calling you Simba. All right, Simba, here we go. So, Simba, break down why you put 369 at the end of your handle.
So 369, for those of you that know or don't know, 369 are sacred geometrical numbers. And I'm not going to go too full into detail because I'm actually creating a video on that, sacred geometry. Okay. And I don't want to speak too much about video.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. So Simba's doing great stuff, great content. I learned something, or he teaches me something that just reaffirms something that I've already heard or learned in the past. So go check out his channel. We'll have it in the descriptions. But keep going.
Yes, sir. So if any of you have ever studied Nikola Tesla and his work, there was a quote, and it was something along the lines of, if you understand the numbers 369, then you can begin to understand how the universe works. And that is very true, especially when you look at things such as Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, otherwise known as God's fingerprint.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm actually getting together a video specifically on the golden ratio. That's going to be a whole video, but like I said, I don't want to go too much into it now because it's going to be on the channel in the video. I'm just going to give you a little tease right now, sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper on it.
Exclusive content right here. Come on,
go check it out. But 369 is sacred geometrical number, sacred geometry. You got to study sacred geometry. I incorporate sacred geometry in my everyday life. I do things. If I can do things in a multiple of threes, I'll do it in a multiple of threes. When I work out, I do things in sets of 9 sometimes. When I do yoga or meditate, I do my breathing techniques in 3, 6, or 9 sequences, right?
Yeah.
So
breathe in for 3, breathe out for 3.
There you go.
Breathe in for 6,
there you
breathe out for 6.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you guys find me on social media, I'm starting tomorrow. What is today? The what? It's Saturday the 16th, or starting tomorrow, Sunday the 17th. I'm starting up live meditations, and I'm part of a group on Facebook. And if you want to find me, he'll put my Instagram handle down there, and then just DM me, and I'll send you an invite. I'm an admin on it, and if you want to join me for these live meditations, sometimes feel free. The more the merrier. You are welcome. We already have some people coming out, so it's gonna be great. Starting that tomorrow.
See, we're not just talking about real estate on here. We're talking about developing the whole self too, right? With your health, your mindset, all that good stuff. So we'll have that information available to you. But what I want the viewers to hear is I kind of want to. I think they're listening to your voice a little bit, and they might be wondering like, where's Simba from?
Where am I from? I'm from many different places. Okay, as you can tell from my accent a little bit. I can't lose the kind of New York accent on some of my words. But I'm not only from New York. I was born in New York, and I was in New York for about 12, 13 years.
What part of New York?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn,
New York Highs. So shout out to Brooklyn, right?
Okay.
So then from there, my mother and I moved to Virginia, and I spent some time out there in Virginia. And it was cool. Virginia's not a bad state. And from there, I went to live with my father for my last year of high school in Charlotte, North Carolina. And from there, I joined the military because, growing up where I'm from, you don't have many options. Going to public schools and in the city, and you don't have too many options. So I joined the military because I thought it was a good way to
branch out.
Here you go.
Build yourself up.
Exactly. Get college paid for if I want to go to college.
Right. Options.
There you go. So I've always had that go-getter mindset, even at a young age. I just didn't know what to do. Right. So from Charlotte, North Carolina, I got shipped off to Fort Benning, Georgia, to do my training. I was 11 Bravo, front lines guy.
Hey, shout out to all 11 Bravo, even here in Washington.
There you go.
Yeah.
So from there I moved to Seattle, Washington, and shipped me out here to Washington to serve on Fort Lewis, Washington, in 2-3 infantry. I don't want to shout out too much because I don't want to seem like I'm giving big shout outs to my old infantry units or whatever. They were cool. I like a lot of them, but it just wasn't a place for me because it contradicted a lot of things that I believe in.
Right.
Okay. So that's
but it helped you get out here to where you're at now.
It's just a big
chapter in your life.
So I have to get to where you're.
So hey, but you did your part too by being. So don't have to give them all the credit. Give yourself some credit too for putting in that work.
Thank you.
Yeah. So okay. So that's where you're from. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Right now, what I like to say, I call it being in the Matrix. Video coming soon about the Matrix and how it is relevant, to everyday life. So in the Matrix, I'm a boom truck operator. And for those of you that don't know what a boom truck driver is just go to any construction site and you'll see giant cranes lifting metal and drywall and stuff and bringing it into the unfinished buildings so that you can build the building with drywall and all that good stuff. You supply many things. I'm not gonna shout the job out, but it's not very fulfilling. I make good money doing it because you have to get certain certifications. Before I started doing the channel and stuff and started to awaken, I was in that mindset of
I love that word, awaken.
There you go.
That word's so fire.
It is. But before that, I was thinking just get certifications and get qualified for many different things, which isn't a bad mentality to have, because you can make some good money with trades. Boom operator license, CDL driving is a trade, and I have a very good job security, right? I don't think I'll get fired unless I really beat the manager up.
Okay.
And I've come so close multiple times.
Man. Yeah.
But I'm a righteous man now, so I only defend, I don't fight, okay?
There you go. Good for you, good for you. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you're doing right now. So, what do you want to be doing? Where do you see yourself being at in a couple of years from now?
What do I want to be doing? What I want to be doing is what I'm starting to do now, that is to spread information and help others along their journey to realizing who they are, what they want to be, and just providing the information for people to become what they want to be, become the best version of themselves. So to help people and bring good karma to myself.
There you go. That's what goes around comes around.
Yes.
You reap what you sow, right? Speak it into existence. Okay, so that's great stuff. So tell me a little bit about what I call it is the how. Kind of like how did you decide, or when did you make? So more of a how or when. When, how did you decide this is where you wanted to go? This was kind of what your focus. This is your passion. Kind of. When did that all happen for you?
When? Okay, so growing up, you know, like I said, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and then I moved to, I guess you would say, ghetto after ghetto, weird stuff. People doing ghetto stuff and stupid stuff, and at some point I was a ghetto, stupid guy. You can like, look at my knuckles, have bruises all. I used to do stupid stuff, you know, but deep down there was always a voice, I guess you would call it, the consciousness, or what some religions would call God, the God consciousness or whatever.
Yeah.
There was always a voice back there saying, "This is not you." It was always as if I'm going against what I am when I go out to do something wrong. Or, you know, there was something in the back of my mind like, this is not you. Stop. You're so much better than this. So just trying to break that mentality, moving from those states where I had those influences on me, because as I said earlier when you and I were speaking, most people are just products of their environment. So all they know is go through nonsense and go steal his shoes because $300-$400 pair of shoes.
Right.
That's what I was brought up around, but it never vibed with me. So moving and coming to this state, and then like I said in the other video, and you know, I did the other interview, I have a funny story about how I kind of woke up. It was when I did the magic mushrooms. Yes, I was somewhat of a hippie at some point. And
but you're not a hippie anymore?
No, in a sense, maybe some weirdo would call me a hippie, but it's not like I'm going out and eating shrooms and dropping tabs and stuff like that.
Right.
I have done it. I went through that phase.
Gotcha.
So I ate the shrooms, and then I wasn't the same after that in a good way. Yeah, it's almost like the shrooms assisted me in conquering myself, my inner doubt.
Yeah.
You know, shrooms has been demonized
right.
for a long time, but for me, they helped me conquer my inner self and begin to awaken. And what it did really, I say it fought my inner demon. It fought him off, and it made me confront him, right?
Okay.
So I was able to fight my inner demon out.
Wow. But
not push him out all the way, but to realize that he's a part of me, but to be able to control it. You know, you can't have good without bad. So I was able to conquer it that way. And yeah, doing that, and that was about 6 years ago. And since then, I was on I guess you would say like an objective or a mission to raise my awareness, read books, learn about certain things, sacred geometry, metaphysics, things of that nature.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That sums it up.
Dang, that's crazy. So tell me a little bit about like, what was the biggest difference you think then from being on the East Coast and being out here in the Pacific Northwest?
Biggest difference, okay. And I'm sure a lot of you can agree with this. Biggest difference.
Real estate plug right here. Come on out here. There's something different out here.
Yep, definitely. He'll get you a house and I'll tell you why. So, people have asked me this question in random everyday conversation, right? What's the difference between, because a lot of people here have never been to the East Coast. Right. So they're like, I know it's money to go. I'm like, you think the grass is greener, but it's still shit brown. It's not shit brown everywhere. Okay?
More like maybe gray and concrete everywhere. Depending on what part of New York, you know, like there's that east side of New York, like I don't know, like Syracuse, I guess, right out there. That's the Buffalo, like northern, northeast, like that ain't like New York City. You know?
A lot of people think it's all buildings and the concrete jungles, but actually, when you go north, in Canada and stuff, you have it's very green. You would think that you're somewhere south, right? Hillbillies and stuff.
Okay.
You would think that. No, yeah.
But go ahead. Yeah, I could.
No, it's fine. What was the question?
What's the biggest difference for you? Yeah, what was the biggest difference between being on the East Coast and being out here in the Pacific Northwest?
So the biggest main difference is people are a lot more relaxed and it's a lot more laid back out here. I always tell people the same story of what happened to me when I first came out here. I had nothing to do, so I was walking on Alki Beach, and there was a big bonfire on the beach, and there was a girl playing like ukulele, people smoking weed. So me, I didn't have any friends or anything at the time, so I went and sat down in the circle. I was like, what's the worst that can happen, right? So I sit down, the guy look at me, and he's like, he just passes me the joint, and then everybody stops, looks, and then like, whatever. And they continue to play and sing. So I was like, oh, cool, I wasn't expecting that, right? So I compared it, and I was like, if I would have done that, on the East Coast, somewhere like like on Coney Island or something, I don't know, somebody would look at me and say, yo, who the fuck are you?
Right.
Somebody come get their man out of here.
Right, right.
Get out of here. Who do you think you are?
Exactly.
So I think that's the big major difference between it's the vibes of the West Coast. It's a lot more just, I think people are more accepting different perspectives and views out here.
Yep.
A lot of people on the East Coast, I would say, are stuck in their ways in a bit and need to look at things from different perspectives.
For sure. Definitely. See, I want to go deeper into what you just talked about right there. Like you are like taking action over your life. Like, for example, you were out here on Alki Beach by yourself, getting outside by yourself, putting yourself out there. You see a group of people that you think, because you're sensing like, I could probably vibe with these people, and you put yourself out there to meet these people, hence taking action, and lo and behold, you're seeing something that's actually positive, right? And I think that goes even back into like what you're doing now with your channel, right, with your platform. You see something is missing, and you're trying to fill it, so you're taking action by building something yourself, right? By creating it yourself for that missing part in your life. So I just want to applaud you on that. I think that's super dope. So I just wanted to acknowledge that for the channel. Okay, so I think you already shared. I heard it already myself because I was listening intently, you know. But why? Why are you doing what you're doing? What happened? Why do you get up out of bed every day? Tell me.
It's a good question. Why? Big firm believer in karma, like I said. So that's one of the reasons why I get up out of bed, to try to get up and raise my karma, you know, balance my karma to a higher scale of righteousness, right? So why? To help people. I think I have an objective, a goal in life, to help as many people as possible. You see, there's that question, the question of the ages, right? Okay, what is our purpose here? And I think everybody have their own individual purposes, and I'll go into more detail about like resurrections and reincarnations to fulfill that purpose over multiple different lifetimes in another video. But I think my sole objective, my purpose in this specific lifetime, or incarnation, or whatever you want to call it, is to give people the tools to find out who they are and become the best possible version of themselves that they can be. You know, so this is why I went out and did all the research on metaphysics, things of the subatomic level, atoms, and how electrons and stuff act differently with being watched. But research the split experiment, where they shot the electrons through the split, and they behave differently. I can go to once they behave differently once people watch them. Right. So things at the atomic level affect things at the higher macro level. The micro affects the macro, and it's very true. Go look at the water rice experiment. Okay, I spoke about that in my Power of Sound video, the water rice experiment.
Oh yeah. Go check that one out. That one's crazy. Yeah.
So when we look at things like this, we realize thoughts can affect things in our reality. Create your own reality, right? So my objective is to do as much research as I can to get people on that level of thinking outside of the box, becoming more than products of their environment, questioning things. So this is getting people out their comfort zone, helping people. I think I told you a story earlier about how this little girl wanted a bag of chips.
Yeah.
And I was in the store next to her. There was a big bag of chips, and her mother told her, "I can't afford those sweets. Money." Then he left the store, and I go and buy the bag of chips, and then I leave the store and I hand it to the little girl, and I was like, "Here you go." I said, "Oh, thank you." I said, "Don't worry about it. I don't expect anything in return, but I feel like I'm getting something in return. I feel like I'm getting that good karma. You know, I get a warm sensation, right in this area, right? You know, when I do something like that, right? And that's currency enough for me, right? Most of the time, you know, but." You know, I feel like finances and stuff like that, bottom line, you just can't help more people when you have your finances and stuff together.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, whether you believe money is all or evil,
Right.
I can reach more people in different states and different cities, etc.
Right.
If I have a higher budget.
Right.
You know, one of my dreams is to, one of my goals, I would say, I'm not just a dream, but one of my goals,
Nice.
I'm gonna do it, is to hold maybe annual or maybe biannual school giveaways. So at the beginning of every school year, right?
Yeah.
Maybe purchase 300 or 400 or 500 small book bags and just fill it up with paper and stuff, and go to a park and host. You know,
Go back to school.
Go back to school. Everybody come get a
right.
free book bag, and you know, a lot of people can't. You know, they struggle when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I understand the struggle because
Right.
I was brought up in the struggle.
Right.
You can't even ask your mother for $10 to go on a field trip.
Yeah.
So you crumble up the paper and throw it away because you don't ask your mother for give you. So I've been through that, right?
Right.
So that's my goal. I think children are very pure, so I think that's one of my goals to do, is to help children too as well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say priority, but if I can, if it's
Yeah.
an adult or child helping children,
Yeah.
hold that and give out the free pencils,
There you go.
backpacks, papers. That's one of my goals. So I think that'll be a lot of
That's
good
awesome.
karma. I
Oh,
don't need
100%.
financial, compensation
Right.
for that.
Right.
So
Amen, bro. See, I'm more religious, right? For me, my experience, kind of product of my environment. I grew up with both my parents, who were already Christian. And, you know, I'm a product of my environment, but based off of my life experience, I have, you know, evidence-based belief of why I can accept that religion for myself based off of my life experiences, you know. And I think what you're trying to do is just create something that I recently learned. It's called like passive impact, right? Even though you're at your job in the matrix right now during the week, but when you're not in the matrix, you're not in your job technically, right? You're out of the matrix. Something like what we're talking about is like living in your truth, and you're building something, right, to create that impact. And you creating your platform, you sharing your experience, your knowledge, can help impact, right?
right.
These children, these people, to help them think or awaken themselves and develop themselves.
Right. That's the whole point of the Lions Den. Lions Den, it's a platform for the people. You know, I want to have interviews. If you want to do an interview, just go comment, DM me. Maybe we'll screen you, maybe just to make sure you're no wacko trying to come do an interview and speak about some weird stuff.
Right.
So obviously, it's a platform. I want people that don't have a way to get their voice out there to have a platform to get their voice out there, because I've had conversations with homeless people that have so much knowledge. You like, man,
Somebody needs to hear this,
yeah, so
right?
why you need to be speaking somewhere. Like,
Right.
yeah, but you're homeless, so you don't have that platform.
Right.
Or some people just don't have the means, or they don't know anybody that has a platform like that.
Right.
But they have so much that they have to offer and can say.
Right.
So I want the Lions Den to
Document those stories, right?
yeah, to be able, the people to be able to come on there and share their experience, their knowledge, you know, just good vibes. And that's all it's about, good vibes.
All right, so where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram right now, Simba369. That's SIMBAH 369. That's the best way to do it, because from there I have links and stuff in my descriptions and under the photos. And you can click on them and go to my YouTube page directly from there. So right now, that is the best way to contact me. Simba369 on Instagram, and then from there you can find my YouTube, Facebook, etc. So that would be the best place to go and search for.
Perfect. And what's your name of your channel?
The Lions Den. Watch out for subscribers and future subscribers or viewers. I am making a slight change. It's right now The Lions Den, but I want it to be more unique and easy to find. So I'm going to change it to The Lions Den with Simba, so that now it's very specific. You type it in Google, other things aren't popping up, or you type it into any other search engine. You type into Lions Den with Simba, and I'm the only one and only person showing it.
There you go. There you go. All right, so there you have it. This is the interview with Simba369. My name is JSHWLDN. Stay tuned for more content, and we will keep you updated with what we're working on. Thank you for tuning in and watching till the end. Go comment, like, and subscribe, and smash that like button. All right.
So,
All right.
Good things coming.
All right, good job, man. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming through.
Of course.
Yeah.